is Long Range 2-Pointers from 10th Year Seniors. This is our NBA podcast, our official NBA podcast. And for those who wonder about the name, that was a blog Tage Island created a while back.
Yes. Way to go, Tage.
Yeah, way to go, Tage. Nah, and it was basically off-kilter opinions on the NBA, and long range 2-pointers are like the worst shots you could take in basketball. So it was like just really stupid opinions.
Tage threw himself an alley-oop right
I'm
there.
just gonna mid-Tage during this podcast. I'm just gonna throw it off the backboard to myself.
And y'all didn't want me to intro this podcast.
No,
This is a blog created by me, Tage
me,
Adderley.
superhero.
So welcome to the Steph Curry podcast.
No.
The Curry,
no,
to call
no.
it the Steph
It's not
Curry
what it
podcast,
is.
but
That's
it's not
gonna
the
be
Steph
edited.
Curry.
The
No,
Heat and 5 podcast.
It's not what it is.
No type. But yeah, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is the Warriors
Interesting.
and how great they are.
Yeah, let's discuss their half-game lead. Dominant performance so far
I know.
on the NBA season.
24-5, 16-game winning streak. Point differential of.
Can you tell me
8.8.
what
Do you think
the
this is
Splash Brothers are doing?
They're just
bonkers?
hitting jump shots all over the NBA and embarrassing everyone.
You know, you could tell Steph Curry's feeling himself because on Christmas night he just like was on the break and he had an open layup, but a guy was there. He could have made a play, but he just like took a jumper off one leg, like swag.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's been doing that his whole career.
not he's in his zone though.
But like as good as the Warriors are playing, as Nal said, they're a half game up in the Western Conference over some team from the Pacific Northwest. I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. The
Yeah.
Warriors are playing.
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. Oh, what do you have to say? The Warriors are awful
Listen.
and they're 24-5 record.
No, in the first quarter of the season, yes, they have probably been the biggest story in the NBA.
And the best team. Until Bogut got hurt.
Do you think this is
Bogut was
sustainable?
never a part of what they were doing, though.
But Bogut
They-
was getting a double-double every game for them.
You could argue that they are actually playing this good because he's
No, they're
not
playing
there.
this good because David Lee isn't there. And Draymond Green
I think
is
Dre
getting the
Green
minutes.
is-
I would
stepped
argue
up
the
big
same.
time.
I would argue the same thing about Bogut.
Yeah,
I
but Bogut is different than Lee. Lee not being there lets Green be on the court and play power forward.
And I would love if we played them in a series and Draymond
Like,
Green is the power
look at these
forward.
real feelings coming out. Look at these real
Let me see
feelings.
Draymond Green guard
I
LaMarcus
wish this
Aldridge
was a
Feelings.
video
games.
podcast.
Why do they
You
have
can
to?
see his face.
I,
You can see his face.
you think this is? I think that Iguodala, he probably him sliding to the bench probably gave him more versatility
Yes.
off the bench because you could allow Barnes to play off the ball.
It did because I think when they forced Harrison Barnes to the bench last year, it caused him to take a step back in his development.
It did because he was starting. He played major minutes in the playoffs. I thought he was gonna make a leap, and then that probably did hinder his development. But I mean,
Is Steph Curry the MVP so far?
Yes. I mean,
Nal's facial expression during this whole Warriors talk is amazing. Why do you hate the Warriors so much? This is Bill O'Reilly style interviewing right now.
why do you hate Steph?
Why do you hate the Warriors?
I don't hate the Warriors, but
Thanks, Obama.
if I'm a fan of the Portland Trailblazers, then that means the Warriors are directly in the path to them winning. So I have no reason to like the
Is it
Warriors.
because
Why would I
people
like
love the Warriors?
Yes,
Because they
I
play
feel
an
like
exciting brand of basketball.
You know,
who doesn't play an exciting
look
brand of
at him,
basketball
look
in
at
the
his face.
NBA right now?
First
I
of
feel
all-
like the Warriors are talked about way too much, and they're not that far. Then I don't even think they're ahead of anybody else.
Those
They're not
feelings
that
were
far.
trying to run away from now.
first of all, did
and
you
he
see
caught
that?
them.
Did you
He
see that
ran them
special
down
on
and
NBA
tackled
TV
those feelings.
about Klay Thompson and how he came from the Bahamas? I feel like everybody who's from the Bahamas should be a Warriors fan after that.
Yes.
If you're from the Bahamas and you don't like the Warriors, I hate you.
Well, good. That's your business. I hope they
Okay,
lose.
let's move on. Let's talk about the rest of the rest of the Western Conference and why it's so dominant.
Because they're better players.
Here's what gets me about, especially the
Take.
media. They love the Warriors and they love the rest of the Western Conference so much, right? Everybody talks about first and who's third, who's fourth, who's fifth. They'll go down the line to 8th place. The
go down to
Blazers
12th.
are in second, a half game behind the Warriors.
People
They
talk about the
No, they
Blazers,
do
though.
not. No, they do not.
People
No,
talk
they do
about the
not.
Blazers all the time. Like,
I won't lie.
You didn't even have it on your list until I said something.
I won't
that
lie.
was to
Memphis
troll
gets talked
you.
about more than the
No,
Blazers.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
My
That was
entire
real.
list. John was here. My entire list was just to troll you, and you fell for it.
No, it
Hook, line, and
wasn't.
sinker.
No, it
You got
wasn't.
trolled.
No, it wasn't.
Memphis.
You get so angry every time you bring up the
The
Warriors.
Warriors.
I think what
Jump
happened.
Warriors.
shots don't win championships.
Warriors.
They do
Yeah,
sometimes.
you kind of do
Wait.
actually.
The Mavericks won the
The
Mavericks.
last
won
like
the
5
championship.
championships were like top 5 and 3 points attempted. So
And
Well,
the,
that's-
and the Spurs.
no, it's-
I don't know. The
This-
Spurs shot like 1,000% from the field last year in the
Yeah.
finals.
They
That was
didn't win.
painful. Thanks
They
for
didn't.
bringing
They
that up.
didn't win because of jump shots. The Spurs. No, the Spurs were able to score in the interior. They didn't win because of jump shots.
Maybe we should
What
have
was
started off with the Eastern Conference.
No, what was the last jump shooting team that just won?
The Mavericks.
That just won the
The
finals.
Mavericks.
the Heat.
Even Dirk got easy shots though. Who on the Warriors gets those easy shots?
Those weren't easy shots for Dirk.
Every
Dirk
shot
takes
is an
jump
easy
shots
shot for
off of
Steph
one
Curry. Have you
leg.
seen him?
I mean, good point.
Steph Curry with
Good
the
point.
shot.
I mean, I don't have to. I don't even have to do anything. Now, talk about the second team in the West, please.
I could talk about them when the playoffs come.
Let me tell you something
You
about
don't
the
even
second
realize
team
this
in
is
the
a-
West.
This is a basketball podcast.
How could these players play so many overtime games and not get double doubles and stuff? They're just ruining my fantasy basketball team. These Portland
Nobody wants to hear
Trailblazers.
about your
Ladies and
fantasy
gentlemen,
basketball
No
team.
one cares about your
I-
basketball team.
Thank you for your contribution, John.
Nobody cares about your fantasy basketball
They need to
team.
do
But no,
better.
I think the West they need to look out for Oklahoma because when they get Durant and Westbrook,
You need to
that-
look out for Dallas.
I think that Oklahoma team. I don't know too much about Dallas, but I mean, because they got the young players, right? And who are gonna play minutes, but they had to play big minutes, and they gained valuable experience while Durant and Westbrook were out. So I mean, that depth is really gonna help them in the playoffs with with Bobby Schmurder. I mean, Reggie Jackson.
That's the common basketball nerd opinion that the Thunder are going to get 7 or 8, and take out either the first
I think
or second.
they're
seed.
gonna take out somebody with that team.
I don't know. It's those the
I
top
mean, if
teams
they
in the
are
West though are
Dude,
good.
I like.
They will be, the top two teams in the West will have home court advantage, even if as good as the Thunder. So you're looking at the Warriors or the Portland Trail Blazers.
That team could
as
beat
the 1 or 2
with
seed.
everybody healthy and like with Jeremy Lamb and Reggie Jackson playing good off the bench. That team
Yeah.
could take out Portland or Golden State. I really believe that.
Now, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, they good.
What about Memphis? I mean, Memphis is tough too. They got Courtney Lee knocking down threes.
More people should talk about Memphis.
A lot of people
People
have been
talk-
talking about.
I mean, Memphis was,
Actually, Marc
That's
Gasol
just-
has been getting MVP talk.
but even last year
You know who
when
hasn't? Anyway.
Who hasn't? Tell me who hasn't been
no,
getting
everything
MVP
goes-
talk.
last year they should have beaten. It was OKC they played in
Yeah.
that round when they
Yeah.
got suspended. When Zebo got suspended. I mean, they were on the cusp of going to the conference finals. Who knows what would have happened? Because they have the size to match up with
You
any
know,
team in the NBA.
That's one of the only teams in the NBA that forces you to play that brand of basketball. I like that.
you know what's terrible though? They got two young Greek guys who just need to let their hair go. Costa Koufos and Nick Kalaitis. Like you guys are balding.
How did it take them this long to realize, you know what, maybe we should get somebody that could shoot the ball a little bit in this 2-guard spot.
And
Maybe
now
that'll
look how
help.
good they are this year, just based on that
They've
alone.
other than that, they've had basically the same team for like what the past 4 or 5 years. During this
Basically.
stretch, they've had the same team, but it took them that long to get somebody to solidify the 2-guard spot.
It's funny
like
too
Courtney
because it's Vince Carter and he's playing valuable minutes. Which-
Well, he's doing what
kinda
he
weird.
did for the Mavericks last year, but Courtney Lee is probably more the reason that they've improved and they've been this good.
keep getting them checks. But no, for real, they I mean,
I think what people should probably be talking about is how much better the Rockets are going to be with Josh Smith. That is the team that I am legitimately afraid of.
I don't-
You're not
Warriors.
legitimately afraid of anyone else. Except
I don't
for
like
the-
Josh Smith
The
because
Rockets probably
The
the
Rockets.
most because of how
But I
good
know-
James Harden is
but
this
he's
year.
Josh
But your,
Smith, though.
Your opinion, I know you value Chandler Parsons as a player, and they don't have Chandler Parsons anymore. How do you feel Josh Smith, Trevor Ariza helped the Rockets over having Chandler Parsons on the team?
I like Trevor Ariza,
Athleticism in the front court.
but like they wanted spacing from that forward position, and Josh Smith, that's not really what he does. So
He's a very, very tough matchup, though. I mean, it's going to be tough for him to guard bigger power forwards out there in the West, but he has Dwight Howard backing him up.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, they worked well when Terrence Jones was in there last year playing power forward. And Josh Smith is better than Terrence Jones. The problem only came about and they were exposed when they had to play the Blazers and LaMarcus Aldridge was going for 40 like every game.
I don't know like who's
Y'all
gonna
remember that?
guard LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yes,
I
Nobody. They
Marcus
just, I mean,
Aldridge.
they just got to hope he missed enough shots. Nobody. Next question.
We
Tim
do.
Duncan.
I know.
remember
Wait,
that.
Draymond Green.
What about?
Festus
But the thing
Ezeli.
is, the Spurs have no one to guard LaMarcus Aldridge.
Tim
either, but
Duncan.
that's a little
Duncan.
bit- No, but he couldn't.
Thiago
Tim Duncan's
Splitter.
too
He's
slow.
too old, right?
Thiago
He's too
Splitter
slow.
has
Why
no
is he-
footwork.
Boy, he did an excellent job on him last year.
Yeah,
in
but
the
he couldn't
playoffs.
guard anyone else in the playoffs.
That's
and
cool.
not
You
at
don't
his
really want
position.
Tim Duncan to guard anybody per se.
Tim Duncan is still a good
True, Seth,
one-on-one
but
defender.
Let's
though.
talking about the West in general, because the West is so packed, despite some of us enjoying the Golden State Warriors, that anyone on a 3-game or 4-game losing streak can drop from first or second all the way down to the 7th spot. It can happen that quickly for any team in the West.
It's
This
sad.
is going to be a bloodbath, and this is why the NBA needs to expand the playoffs.
It's sad because like look at like Phoenix, like they're 18
Yeah,
and
like-
14, and everybody look at them like they fell off, but they're like in the
Yeah.
8th spot.
They're gonna be out. They're gonna be on the outside looking in
I think-
again. It's gonna be shameful.
Because how much 6 foot tall point guards do you really need on
4,
one
apparently.
team?
You need 4 of those point
That's
guards,
the number.
Tage. That is the exact number
that's the number
everyone
you
should
need.
have.
I think they're gonna try to move Isaiah Thomas for sure to get somebody taller.
Right.
No,
Probably
what's-
have to trade him to the East and steal more talent from the Eastern Conference.
But you know why I think a part of why the West is so tough is because like half the East is actively trying to tank.
Well, what sucks for the NBA is that they probably won't get Anthony Davis in the playoffs. I know, like
Dude,
they're kind of pushing him to be that next guy, and he probably is,
that
but
guy.
but it's gonna be tough if the next guy is not gonna be in the playoffs. And I don't see. I mean, how close are the Pelicans to being able to get in there?
They're talking about trading Eric Gordon, another Bahamian. So you mean if you're trying
What a
to
disappointment.
He still plays.
Trade him to
Yeah.
Bamboo.
yes,
I don't remember
Inside
the last
joke.
time I saw Eric Gordon.
I saw him.
play
He was
an
in
NBA
Bamboo.
game,
That was the
seriously.
last time. I saw
No, not
Eric
see him.
Gordon.
See him play an NBA game.
He plays, but I think they're trying to get. I don't know who would take him with that contract, but they're trying to. I mean, whenever you're talking about trading your starting 2 guard, it's probably not going well for you. And I mean, Austin Rivers is playing minutes. They're probably terrible. Austin Rivers.
Now's boy.
Well, but I mean, Sacramento was kind of in it too until Boogie got hurt, and they decided to fire their coach for.
I mean, the Pelicans right now are sitting at 9, so.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
but-
you got OKC.
See,
behind them.
it's really closer to 10 because you have the Thunder behind them, right? So the Thunder's in 10 right now. That's not a real 10. So the
OKC
Thunder is definitely going to get in. So you got to bump everybody else down a spot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say OKC is gonna go on an inevitable run. Like when they got Durant back, like I mean they got him back, but that one.
Yeah, they are.
was over. Yeah.
Straight. You got no bench. But they are.
So moving on to the East, is there any team in the East that we could take seriously?
The Heat.
The Bulls.
I think people are not taking the East seriously enough.
I feel like the Bulls.
I think we should
It's
take
the
the Drake seriously.
I think it's the Bulls and the Wizards, and that's it. I think everyone else is just playing for also ran and for playoff fodder.
Nobody's
not
impressed
even
by what
Cleveland.
nobody's impressed by what the Raptors are doing.
You
and
mean the
DeMar
Drakes,
Yeah, the Drakes.
DeMar DeRozan isn't even there.
the Toronto Drakes?
I don't try. Like I don't know because I mean they try to
You know
hype
who-
them up as a great team, and their
Yeah,
record
you-
says they're great. But I look at them and I don't.
They're
It's-
like
it's
that
the
Supersonics
uniforms.
team that got beat by the
Uniforms.
Nuggets in the
You don't
playoffs that year.
You don't believe those uniforms?
But
That's
there's-
what it
I
is.
don't
The
believe in them.
purple and the black on the court.
There still has to be something said for a team that's playing this well without their only all-star player.
I think Lowry should have been All-Star last year anyway, so I'm not gonna. Lowry was the best player. on the
Okay, without one of their all-star
So
players.
I'm not
then.
gonna like that was nuts that DeRozan got there and Lowry didn't. So I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
you
speak
got to
on
take the Wizards seriously, right? I mean,
Hey.
John Wall has made another leap.
That was my prediction for the finals in the East. How's
that.
that?
They got Paul
Wizards
Pierce.
and
Hey,
the
you
Bulls?
remember your predictions?
That's a pretty. They were the number 1 and number 2 team coming into this, or number 1 and number 3 actually, because a lot of people had Cleveland at 2.
Yeah.
And Cleveland's fallen off. There's articles already being written about Black possibly being fired from the Cavs. I'm sure those are the exact same articles that got written about Spoelstra in that first season.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah, but
running
Spoelstra
joke
had
on
Patty.
the Lark show that Spoelstra should be fired, Wade should be traded.
Yeah, this is
and
why I
Bosh should
say
be
this
cut.
is why I say I think the narrative that the East is not good, and I know it's trendy to make jokes about how bad the East is, but they have 4 teams with single-digit losses right now, and then they also have Cleveland. You have to take them seriously.
Maybe the East is so tough that they're beating up on each other.
I don't
No,
think that's
No, that's not happening.
No, John, that's
because
the West.
the teams from the West are actually going to the East and eviscerating the
Yeah.
entire Eastern Conference.
Actually, the only team that went out on a West Coast trip and was very impressive was the Hawks. Now, I
the
cannot
Hawks
believe
is
in
a
the Hawks.
secretly good team.
I have
they're,
no
they're
idea why
playing
the Hawks
Spurs
are this good.
basketball. Zach Lowe calls them Spurs light.
They're-
They play the exact
The Hawks
same
are
basketball.
secretly. I believe in them more than I believe in the Raptors.
I could see that.
Is it because Drake isn't on the court in Atlanta?
Let's put it this way. This
Yeah.
is
What
a-
if Young Thug showed up at Atlanta?
But
all
2
of a
Chainz is
sudden?
the every game, so I mean,
Yeah, but is he sitting next to the bench and
I
coaching?
didn't even
Yes,
think
he is.
Damari Carroll
Oh.
would be in the NBA. I have no idea how a team that starts him is doing this good. in
Like,
2014.
have you?
I
He doesn't
have no
even
idea.
pass the eyeball test. Josh Smith wouldn't talk to him.
No,
Josh Smith
Josh
would
Smith
not talk to
definitely
him.
would not talk
He
to
would
him.
not talk
It's
to
probably
him.
one of the reasons he wanted to leave Atlanta.
Yeah,
I'm not playing with this guy.
There's no way you can't.
But
take
just think, the owner wanted to sell his team by saying
he snitched on
Yeah, he
himself.
snitched
like,
on
oh, I'm
himself to try
racist.
to
Give me $1 billion.
to sell his team. And now all of a sudden, this is the chance that the team has to make it far in the playoffs in the East. This is the only year, because after that,
It's kind of sad because Atlanta's such a great city. You think they'll be like better basketball fans? Like,
Are they inspired by that cheesy preseason video with T.I.? And do more teams need to do more owners need to do that?
That was such pandering. It was amazing.
The Hustle Gang's gonna be there video.
yo, I think who's the richest person in Atlanta? Babyface. I think Babyface should buy the team.
Babyface is gonna be there.
For the audience, you need to imagine that a 60-year-old white man is saying the words "hustle gang"
For shizzle.
on a jumbotron,
Yeah.
trying
Like,
to
we need to-
endear himself to his black audience.
We
in
need to
Atlanta.
compile a list of black celebrities who could own the Hawks. We should buy it. We should do that.
Oprah. Over.
I mean,
the
like
end.
Atlanta, like luminaries.
Oprah wanted to go after a big dog. She wanted the Clippers, didn't she?
I think, yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the Hawks may
Nah,
be
he's
a
all
little
LA.
small time for her.
yeah.
But you know why the East gets shade thrown at it? Because Milwaukee is 15-16 and the 6th seed. Brooklyn is 13-16. They're the 8th seed.
and you're Miami Heat.
The Miami Heat at 14-17.
But playoffs.
Milwaukee's
John,
not
making
bad,
some
though.
noise.
Playoffs.
Making some noise. Jamaican air horns right now. The Heat.
All day in 5.
they got Bosch back, so they might go on a run.
You see what we did to the
Or
Cavs on
probably like
Christmas
a
Day?
10-game winning streak. Yeah.
Are you guys really gonna spend time talking about the Heat?
Yes.
Well, listen, we can't talk about the team with the best record in the league. Now he doesn't want us to talk about the Heat. Who do you want to talk about now?
Let's talk about the Lakers.
Oh,
No,
No,
we're definitely
let's
not doing
not.
that.
Okay, no.
Okay then. Okay, let's talk about the
Okay.
Heat.
Do you want to talk about Portland? Honestly, let's talk about
No,
Portland. for a
no,
little
we're
bit.
we're
You
doing
can't
the
say
podcast.
no.
I am a part of the team.
This
I
is
am
what's going to
going-
happen.
I'm
LeBron's
going
coming
with the
back to
team.
Miami next year. Done. Put that in ink.
He completely should though.
Hey,
that would
he-
be
like he 100%.
that would be so good if he
You
did.
think he like asking himself where'd he go wrong? Like it's cold. It's in Cleveland.
I'm leaving home.
We've all had friends in our lives where we're like, sometimes maybe I shouldn't hang out with this
You
person
know what?
anymore.
No.
I'm sure Kyrie Irving is that type of guy.
This is
like,
what
you
LeBron-
hang out with Kyrie Irving for a while, you'd be like, why?
You know what
Why?
LeBron's
I
going
don't
to
get
say?
it.
I'm going back to Miami to get my master's. Because he said those 4 years were like him being in college. And then he's getting his master's. He's going
like
back.
dude, like you got Tristan Thompson just following you everywhere you go. I
Miami
saw a
is-
commercial and Tristan Thompson was in it. Like, what the hell is he doing there? Get him out of there. Like,
Don't y'all think late at night LeBron looks at Gabrielle Union's Instagram and he just misses it?
Yeah.
He has to miss being in La
Because
Familia.
she's still happy.
She's so much fun.
She's so,
She's on the
I want to
court.
hang out with her.
Wade is out there scoring 40 points.
She's video bombing Wade's interviews at the end of the game.
That was
I mean,
beautiful. That was
LeBron
beautiful.
has to miss it, and
It's
instead
just
of
a love story.
instead of doing that, I haven't even seen him happy in Cleveland. I mean, even at the beginning,
You know
of the
why?
Heat's little
'Cause-
run, he was still
'Cause it's
he
Cleveland?
didn't have this demeanor
because
while
it's
the Heat were
Ohio
losing those
in
games.
December, but like he listened to his wife. Like you can't listen to your wife when you gotta
time for a
do-
divorce.
You gotta make your career moves, bro. You can't just listen to you can't you. I mean,
Oh,
look,
look, by his wife, do you mean Maverick Carter and Rich Paul?
no, his
You mean his actual wife?
other wife.
But we
You
know
think she made that call?
we know
She
what
did.
happened though, Tage. Wade had that love child.
Yeah,
And LeBron
I
was
think
not
that
gonna
that blew
follow
his spot
suit.
up though.
That
Thanks, Wade.
Totally blew his spot off.
But she could have ended that with just getting a vasectomy from a bam.
No type
no
of
love
vasectomy.
child.
But what if she wants another?
She
kid?
had a kid. She got a
You
pre-
could
she got
freeze that.
pregnant. They
But
had a
what if she
little
wants another one?
This is the 10th year senior NBA podcast, and this is what we end up talking about.
I feel like Savannah wants another girl. I have nothing
Look.
to back that up.
Hold on, what about
It seems
the
right, though.
Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving having their joint celebration they do where they pretend like they're smoking joints after Cleveland
LeBron had
wins?
to hate that.
Yeah, yeah.
LeBron had to hate
Like,
that.
come on, I'm rehabbing my image. You guys are doing that.
Sometimes you need to distance yourself from some people. And listen, LeBron, you can come back to Miami.
Is
It's
this
cool.
Is this how Kevin Love lost all the weight?
Maybe
With some cocaine, maybe.
Yes.
maybe some math.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, their celebration wasn't like they weren't sniffing
They wouldn't have a
anything.
pipe.
Yeah.
Hey, they can lace it. You don't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, John.
This is John. This is John.
John's opinion on
Drugs.
Kevin Love.
Maybe they laced that imaginary joint in that celebration. We don't know.
And then
Yeah.
that's why he lost love.
not saying they did, but maybe they did.
Sprinkled some crack on
We're
it.
just reporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Yeah. So, yeah, LeBron, he probably hates his life.
No, I mean,
Definitely.
I could so see him opting out of the contract after this year and be like,
Nah,
It's still
he-
very
he,
early,
He
though.
won't do that.
it's early.
And let's be honest, 18-12 is not that bad.
Yeah. It's
really
unofficially.
not.
But you went to the finals
games in the
4
season.
times in a row.
But who's to say they're still not going to go to the finals?
Yeah.
I mean,
John Wall,
They
good
probably
luck.
won't.
it's going to take a while. I think this is what I don't get. Everybody knew going into this, and everybody kind of braced themselves for it, talking about it, saying they knew it was going to take a while. But now that it's taking a while, everybody's panicking. It's
Yes,
going
because
to take
that
a
was
while.
I don't think they thought it. I mean, I didn't think it was
You
going to
know
take
who I
this
blame
bad.
for
No.
a lot of this?
That's
Brian Windhorst. Why is Brian Windhorst lived this for 5 years? Why is he now going back and writing all those same articles about, oh, the Cavs may be falling apart
Because
there's
them checks-
dissension in the locker room? He knows what this takes, what this is gonna go through.
Because, like, players want to be in Miami. Journalists want to be in Miami even more.
Yeah.
Brian Windhorst
You think-
misses
You
it.
think Windhorst is sabotaging it so he can go
No,
back?
he's
If I
just
was him,
pulling
I
old
would.
material. It's working.
Look at John.
Do you think Windhorst goes back in his files and just recycles
Yes.
it?
They just change the names.
The
That's
whole-
all he does. Control
The
F.
only name he doesn't have to change is LeBron's.
Basically, you just cross out Chris Bosh, like find and replace.
Kevin
Find
Love.
Chris Bosh, replace
Except
Kevin
you have
Love.
to add Kyrie's a little bitch into every
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
We all miss the Heat, don't we?
I miss
we
that.
do.
That was good
We all
times.
miss the Heat.
It was so
I mean, look at what this conversation turned into.
It made
We
the
just went
NBA
to 10
so much better.
Yes.
We just went 10 real minutes just
Is
reminiscing
this
about the Heat.
is this NBA with
awesome.
LeBron and Cleveland and everybody pretending to like him worse than Miami?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I think
hate
it is because it's
Yeah.
like
And there's no real wattage at the top of the Eastern Conference. No star power right there. There's Derrick Rose and his like one leg just.
but
hopping
Derrick
around
Rose
out
like
there.
plays like every third day.
And
Like
then he doesn't
he's
even
kind of getting
talk.
he's kind of getting it back though.
But the problem started the first day of the season when they threw a big concert for LeBron. Miami throws a concert, it's bad. Cleveland throws one, oh, it's
It's good.
stimulating the economy.
Kendrick
It's
Lamar,
like,
that guy. Buh.
yeah.
good, yeah.
He needs a
Go back,
brush.
go back.
I seen you on SNL,
Go get your
Kendrick.
master's
It's
degree,
called
LeBron.
a brush. It's called a hair. It's
Go
called
get your master's. It's
called a haircut.
Go back to the 305.
Yeah. Just make us all happy. The NBA would be better off with you in Miami.
And then Nile wouldn't have to hate Steph Curry and have this fake hatred.
and it's so funny.
No, I
'cause, like,
really don't like the Warriors.
It's a lie.
I don't like anybody
No,
else. in
you
the
really
West.
didn't like
The-
the
the
Lakers.
Bay Area-
The Lakers are a team you really didn't like. You
I hate
can't-
the Spurs.
Let
I
me
hate
tell you,
everybody in the
If you
West.
ever go to the Bay Area, you'd love the Warriors.
No,
Yes, it's the best place ever.
no.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and the NBA champion, the Spurs. Since we're going on, we forgot to talk about them.
Because we don't have to talk about them until the
What do you
playoffs.
like-
They're just
what-
gonna
what
turn
do you have
it
to
on.
say? They're the Spurs. They move the ball. They
They're
hit
just gonna
threes.
turn it on
Yawn.
and beat
The
everybody.
Spurs are
and
the
then-
J. Cole of the basketball
Oh,
world.
God.
They're just boring. And
No,
they
the
put out-
Spurs have 5 championships.
yeah.
J. Cole
And a
produces
recent championship, too,
good
like
yeah.
a couple months ago.
It's like Yawn. You could rap. We know. Shut up. Eeyore.
So who's been the most pleasant surprise of this first quarter of the season? In terms of a team, not
Oh, I was going to say
an individual
Tobias
player.
Harris is the best surprise.
The Hawks.
The Hawks are a good one. I like the Bucks in that spot.
Yeah, the Bucks are pretty.
You know
good.
who's a real surprise, though, but in a bad way? I know New York was bad, but I didn't think they were this bad.
I think they're exactly as
think-
bad as
yeah,
I
I
expected them to be.
5-28 bad. That's really, really bad.
Yeah.
If you
Like,
tell
hold on,
me-
you didn't think the New York would be like, I don't know, what's the Heat or 14-17? You didn't think they'd be 14-17?
No.
I think they
Look
have
at
like
that
10
roster.
wins.
That-
I thought they would be this bad. You know why? Because you have Carmelo Anthony, you have J.R. Smith, and you had the triangle offense,
Another-
which never worked.
Here's
the
the
triangle offense doesn't work. It works with Kobe and Jordan and Pippen, but it doesn't work with like regular people because it's not. Maybe it's not that good. I
It
keep
doesn't
saying
work, but it works.
It doesn't. Okay, like you could do like
Hey,
the
we
like
could coach Jordan and Pippen.
you could do the Martian Peters All Star game offense with Jordan and Pippen. You could
Yeah,
just roll out
that
the
would
ball
work.
and tell them to go in. It will work.
I think having Jordan is like having Peyton Manning on your team.
But doesn't having Carmelo, who is like one of the best scorers in the league right now, you don't think he would get more than 5 wins?
But
30
I don't
games
think
into the
No.
season?
Watching him play, I don't think Carmelo's engaged. I think he knows he went there with the money. He looks at that roster. He looks in that locker room and he doesn't see any talent around him that he can go to war with. Not even in the East. That says a lot.
That's a lot.
That says a lot.
That's terrible.
Derek Fisher's your coach. I don't even know if
that
they have
has to piss him off more than anything.
I don't even know if the players have respect for Derek Fisher because these are the same guys that weren't behind him when he was arguing for them during the lockout. And now this guy's your coach, 1 year removed from playing against him. And not like Jason Kidd, who you respected as a player. It's Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher was a bum. I mean, he wasn't a bum. He knocked down threes.
He's
but
a
I mean,
championship bum.
Like, no, if he took a couple years off, you know what I mean, went to be an assistant someplace, then came back, I think he would have more respect. But, like, Derek Fisher's like the guy you call ISOs against last year. Last year, we were calling ISOs for Jose Calderon to get at you, and now you're our coach. Like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
My surprise team, or at least surprise person, would have to be Drake. Because
Coach
I
Drake?
feel like the amount of work that Drake has put into this season, like the games he's attended, there's been multiple Drake nights, the Drake Zone yesterday. He posts on Instagram every time the Raptors have a win. Like, he posted about them beating Nuggets.
He has to go. I mean, isn't he employed by the team now?
He's the team ambassador.
Does
Did
you
you
see when
know the name of any other
I was
team
about to say.
ambassador?
I was
in the
about to
league?
say, does every team have one of those, or is that just a
Every
made up
team
position?
does
No.
not have a Drake.
Wait until the hard rapper comes from Milwaukee. Wait.
Keep waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because they'll move to Miami and claim
Yeah,
Miami.
we won't know they're from Milwaukee. We could have like 10 hot rappers from
So
Milwaukee
that's why,
right
like,
now.
the star power in the
Chicago,
Eastern
brother.
Conference, it's Drake.
It
It's
is
for
Drake.
when Toronto makes the playoffs, and you know Drake is going to be right there, and the camera's going to go to him all the time.
You know-
And clap,
I
throwing
was
up sixes.
I was there when the Heat beat the Drakes.
I think John Wall is the star power in the Eastern Conference.
John Wall is great.
Yeah, John Wall's good.
No. John Wall is a great player. But
No,
I'm
I get
saying,
what
like,
you're saying.
But he's
that
not
kind of
Drake.
Kevin Durant type star
Yeah, yeah.
power. Like,
Drake's the only
to
superstar
have
in the
those kinds of commercials.
Other
like,
than
that kind
LeBron,
of stuff.
Drake's
You
the
know,
only
you know
superstar
what the
in the
best
East.
post that Drake his best post is when the Raptors just beating the shit out of somebody and Bruno Caballero got in the game.
Yes, I
and Drake
saw
was
that.
like Bruno, and all the OVO dudes, all Obi O'Brien, like all them dudes are like Bruno.
Oh, when Lou Williams was putting in work against LeBron, and then Drake
Oh,
just
yeah.
Instagram like 5 pictures of
Well,
Lou
Lou Williams is everybody's hero for many
Lou
reasons.
Williams is first of all, let's talk about Lou Williams. First of all, he wore the gold. This Lou Williams moment #1. He rocked the gold OVO Jordan 3s.
Yes.
And then the camo. Like
Six God.
I'm six God. I'm on the I was already on the bandwagon. And in the story where his girlfriends came out,
He won a gold medal for
you
flexing.
you win, sir. You won 2014 and 2015.
So actually, the Raptors are pretty good. I've taught myself into the Raptors.
But hey, didn't we say that
DeMar
the only
DeRozan
team
is hurting. They're what 24.
we said in the Atlantic Division the Raptors were the only team
yeah
in there?
they are.
yeah.
Granted, I didn't think the Knicks would be that bad.
Yeah, they're about as bad as Philly.
Dude,
the Knicks probably need this.
You know what the
#1
crazy thing
pick.
about Philly is? Philly hasn't won a home game yet,
But
but
Philly,
they won their games on the road.
but
They
they're
beat
trying to
Miami,
be bad
so-
though. Like they're trying to be bad. Like the Knicks are trying to win and they're terrible.
Are they though?
You know,
Yeah.
as much as we talk about
No,
people
bro.
tanking, looking at the Eastern Conference, the only teams who are
The ones at the
actively
bottom.
now tanking are
So-
Philadelphia and Boston.
See,
and that's after the Rondo trade.
Dude.
These other teams are just bad. Like, there's
What
a
the hell happened to
difference.
Charlotte?
That's the thing that hurts the East though. It's just that the bottom is so bad. It makes everybody else look bad.
What the hell happened to Charlotte?
Lance
Lance
Stevenson
Stevenson?
is a cancer.
So you like? I feel like the,
You know, they-
only place he could play is where Larry Bird is there to tuck him in.
Yeah, after 3 months, they were actively trying to trade Lance
And
Stevenson.
then
He's
Tage,
right now in the
Tage
trading
wrote
block.
that article about Lance Stevenson, and I feel like that also contributed to him going
Yeah,
into
why'd
the
you
tank.
do that?
yeah,
Good job, Tage.
You-
That was
like,
a long range
You
2-pointer.
kind of ruined that guy.
What when they talk about him in his first?
And the Bobby Schroeder,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
He did it to himself. I just brought it out. I just aired it out.
blame Tage.
It's terrible. Hashtag blame. Also, the dude from Vanderbilt, what's his name?
Jeff Taylor.
Yeah, Jeff Taylor. He beat his girlfriend. That's just bad karma. They gotta cut him.
So you're telling me the NBA is now gonna come out with those NFL commercials?
Oh god.
No, but
with
I-
everybody crying.
Yes.
Oh god, please don't put Damian Lillard.
No, but I mean they gotta cut him. If you get your girlfriend beat in this day and age, they gotta cut him. They kept him on the team and suspended him.
Let's change.
He shot 29% from
I'm
three.
not gonna
Okay,
lie. This ain't gonna go on the
let's talk about the
podcast.
Rondo
Okay.
trade.
All right,
So
go ahead.
Rondo, again, this is like the talent leaving the Eastern Conference. Rondo leaving the Celtics to go play in the Western Conference for the Dallas Mavericks, who are the 5th seed, 22-10.
Did you see that they
Playing
had
with
his
Monte Ellis
jerseys
right
made before the trade was even completed? Like,
Illuminati.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's a really
we
good
spoke
Maverick
about
team.
it at the Illuminati meeting. Yes, John. I couldn't bring it up before then.
That's a really good team. I know this is like
That's a championship-ish team. That's
This is-
Everyone in the West is a really good team.
Yeah,
They're
that's
all
true.
really good.
That's true.
How
We don't
happy
tell
do you
that.
think
It's a
Rondo
really
is,
good
though?
team. So happy
because he just went from Boston, really expensive state,
cold.
He wasn't
to
trying.
Dallas,
Texas,
strip clubs, warm
no state
weather.
income tax,
Have
more
you-
money,
and
more
all
money.
those things Tate just said.
Have you ever gone out and you weren't having a good time and you didn't put in any effort? You're like, I'm not even gonna buy a drink in this club. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna like go through the motions and then go home.
Classic now.
That was Rondo with the Boston Celtics, and then all of a sudden he went to this really, really great party,
And he doesn't have to shoot
everything
the
is
ball.
popping off.
Everybody wants to
And
shoot.
they are playing pop that back to back and no hands. And Rondo's like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a drink. That's what he's doing in Dallas right now.
Miami now.
Miami now. Yes.
Interesting.
Interesting. And that's Rondo. So for me, as much as I like for my Golden State Warrior love, I really hope that the Mavericks don't get to that 4 spot.
So which was the bigger acquisition? Him going to Dallas or Josh Smith going to Houston?
Him going to Dallas.
I think Rondo going to Dallas because at one point in the NBA, Rondo was one of the top 3 players in the league.
Now watch him
And
become like
Josh Smith never was that.
great again.
I mean, it's just
I think it may be. Well, my vote would be for Josh Smith going to Houston just because James Harden is so good. If you have an extra person just to get a rebound and give him the ball, it makes the Rockets.
Is
more
he going to
dangerous.
give him the ball though?
He will.
as long
See,
as
that's
he
the
doesn't
thing.
shoot threes, because
Josh Smith is gonna be engaged with this team. It's the same.
Dwight Howard is his best friend.
It's the same classic now Miami
ATL.
now analogy that Kyrie just made.
a
Right
now,
now,
a now, a
I really
G.
hope Sandy doesn't listen to this podcast.
she ain't listen to this.
Yeah, we're gonna see on Instagram. So Miami now, hey.
Right now, Josh Smith is Miami now. He's in that fun club where they play and pop that. He is going to get a drink. He is in Houston.
Are there
He was
girls
in
upside
Detroit.
down in said club?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Hey.
So, the first quarter of the season, now that LeBron is not the guy hated by the NBA right now, who's the new LeBron?
The most hated person in the
Yeah.
league.
I think it was Josh Smith until he got traded.
No, it was
I
definitely
don't know
not
if he
Josh
has enough
Smith.
star
Josh
power to be the
Smith?
most hated guy.
Dude, did you see the threes? Remember when he took the three and stand by?
That doesn't
I know
mean
he's,
they're gonna
I know
hate
he's
you.
your most hated
Yeah.
guy.
I hate Josh Smith.
He could be
He's
stupid, but
awful.
Looking at the league right now, I
Carmelo?
don't think there's.
I think Kyrie's getting a bad rep.
I don't think there's a person out there who rose to the level of hate that LeBron had.
No.
The
No
only
one's
possible
going to be on
candidate
that level.
But who's there though?
It's maybe Kobe.
I think Derrick Rose is kind of getting. People were building up a lot of resentment towards Derrick Rose. Especially, he had that thing where he said, "I'm not playing back to backs. I have to think about my career after basketball." He was missing.
What career? You didn't even do your own schoolwork.
This is what people were.
What career?
This is what people were saying, and I mean, I know a lot of Bulls fans, especially, they were kind of moving away from the Derrick Rose thing, kind of a little bit. So he kind of has to regain his favor.
I think maybe Lance Stevenson for what he did in Charlotte.
I think
No,
he's
but
stunk it
everyone
up.
knows Lance Stevenson
Yeah,
is a
like-
hothead and he's dumb.
I think what saves Derrick Rose is that his best moment of the year was the "I Can't Breathe" T-shirt, and he was the
Oh,
first
yeah, he
superstar
did
to do
that.
that. And when he did
Yeah.
that, it turned into all like good
Wait,
publicity
so
for
there's
Rose.
nobody to hate?
There's Kobe cursing out his entire team.
But people love Kobe though. Like it doesn't matter what he
It
does.
really doesn't. And then I think you have to be somewhat of a threat. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no
That's
reason
true.
to really hate the Lakers. They're what, 9-22.
Yeah, they're 9 and dead.
I'm
That's
enjoying this Kobe meltdown though, and like Kobe fans are such weird
You
people.
know, people have been trashing Blake Griffin actually because he isn't playing
Yeah.
up to the potential people thought he was playing. He was third in MVP voting last year, and now he's not even in the top 10.
No.
And
I haven't heard that.
I've heard a lot of
The Clip-
backlash
the-
against Blake Griffin,
The
and
Clippers,
the Clippers aren't where people
as a-
thought they
the
would
Clippers
be.
as a team, people have been
But
But
I mean,
again,
been
the
off
Western Conference is so good. The Clippers are what? They're 5 games out of first place.
But like, if you look at the season he had last year, his stats took a jump when Chris Paul went out. Chris Paul is still in, so I mean, of course, his stats won't be what they were last season.
That's no excuse for his rebounding numbers to fall, though. I think he's only getting like 7 rebounds a game this
Well,
year.
that's
and he's
actually-
not getting the same amount of dunks that he's getting
Well, maybe
last
it's
year.
bec-
His explosiveness
Maybe
is
he's
maybe
getting
it's-
older.
Maybe it's because DeAndre Jordan's
You know,
improving.
that's a lot of what they're saying about Josh Smith. Like, you can see his explosiveness going away because he's getting so few dunks. He used to lead the league in
So you're
dunking.
saying he's
Maybe if
turning
he
it
learned
over
to shoot,
2
then
seasons.
that wouldn't matter.
He's
Maybe
turning
he
to
should
Sean
work
Kemp.
on his jump shot.
That's who he is
I'm
now.
gonna stop bringing up Josh Smith.
Please
to
stop
Tage
bringing up
because he
Josh
just
Smith.
starts yelling into the mic.
Oh my, you know, it's great, Jimmy Butler.
hates Josh Smith. So
It's almost like he plays for the Warriors.
if we were talking about well, not really awards for the quarter, but like your thoughts on different things for the first quarter of the season.
Let's take a long range 2-point. Let's take an ill-advised opinion.
Go
We
ahead.
already heard your ill-advised opinions
Let's
about
take
Josh Smith.
you guys. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
My long range 2-pointer for this season so far. Oh no, it's not for the season so far. It's just an opinion on what we think is gonna happen.
Just
like a
whatever.
projection.
Just a stupid
So
opinion.
you really just like tossed the most vague segue.
All right,
ever.
here it is. When Drake goes on tour, the Raptors will go like on a 10-game losing streak.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's perfect.
Great.
John.
pretty good.
Damn.
Nailed it. I'm not going next.
Jeez. Okay, I guess we move on.
I got one. When it gets warm in Atlanta and them short skirts come out, the Hawks are gonna take a nosedive.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Wow.
good on you guys.
Yeah, good job.
You guys are good at this.
Good job.
Yeah. I invented North long range 2
I take high percentage shots.
Get to the rim. Get to the free throw line.
In the post.
Yeah, I'm in the post.
8 teams from the West will make the playoffs.
Bold prediction.
That's my long range
Yeah.
2-pointer. I think the Thunder are gonna get in.
Bold prediction. The Knicks suck.
The Thunder are gonna get in.
Anyway, this was the Long Range 2 Pointers podcast from 10th Year Seniors. Check us out on www.10thyearseniors.com. And we are out.
The Damian Lillard ones come out in a few weeks.
Stay woke. Stay woke.
Merry Creamer.